YouTube, it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today is Tracy's Tuesday Tips, and we are completing our video series on online sourcing for books. This is video number 2. Video number 3 will come out next Tuesday regarding advanced strategies. So last week we talked about all these different tips here. What exactly are we looking for when we go online to book source? And today we're going to go through these. Okay, so I'm going to click on this For Dummies book because sometimes For Dummies sell really well. So let's just kind of see what we see. The first thing I'm going to look at is rank, because we talked about how important the sales rank is. And I just want to get an idea what we're looking at. Okay, so it's not the best. It's definitely under my $1 million ceiling, but it's not going to be a swift seller either at almost 400,000 in books. But it still works. So I'm going to go ahead and copy by hitting Control-C this ISBN 10 number, because I want to look at the history of the sales rank on Camel, 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 if everything pans up here. So let's see what we got. It's a 2009 publication date, which is not the newest, but still within our 10 years, so that passes. We're not worried about Kindle, so we're going to go over here to paperback, and we're going to see what we see here under used. So Merchant Fulfilled, the least we can get this book would be $4.54. We would not purchase this one because this one's in better quality, better condition. So we would go for this used good. Okay, so let's click on the Prime, and we have a low baller here in the first position with an acceptable book. So I'm going to dismiss that, because both of the condition and because, you know, they've undercut everyone else. So I would be more in line with listing this at $14.95 if I were to match another used good condition and matching a more reasonable price that these are going for. There's only 4 competitors, so that's good. None of them are Amazon, so that's good. Things that we said that we were looking for is the Amazon price is our ceiling. So we're going to pop over here and look at the new and just see what we see here. Okay, so new, Merchant Fulfilled, we're looking at, you know, about $15. And then if I click on Prime, all right, we have an Amazon. So the ceiling for this is $17.58, Prime being Amazon. We want them to have a higher number here because that's our ceiling for about, you know, the max that we're going to be able to list it for. We also want this number that the book is selling for to be, for us, we want it to be over that $12 mark, you know, more like $14. The purchase price for this, I want it to be, for me, my comfort level is at the $25, so I'm going to see if it matches that, which of course it does. And are there a low number of offers for sale? Like, are there under 150, 125, 100-ish? You know, how many offers are there out here? And we can see that there's 35 used and there's 30 new. So we've matched that. So since it's kind of meeting all our preliminary criteria, we're going to click and look more closely at it. And we're going to look at, you know, either utilizing Keepa or Camel, Camel, Camel with that number that I copied. So I'm going to pop on over to camelcamelcamel.com, and I'm going to Control-V to paste my ISBN number. And here it is. And now we can kind of look more closely at what this book has been doing. And I want to include third-party used because that would be us. And I can kind of see what the price range has been doing. Okay, so when I look at this, I can see by Amazon's price history that I can look at the current price now. We're looking at now $17.58. But I also want to look at the worst in the last, 3 months, say. I can also look at the worst in history, and it would take me all the way back to 2010. So the lowest price was $13.45, the highest being 18. Now it's at 17. And then I can click these tabs and see, where I am. And I can get an idea about the price history. Okay, and then we want to, go ahead and click through sales rank and product details and really get an idea for this book. All right, so if our camel looks good, let's go ahead and define what do we think we can sell this book for. So we're only going to look at FBA because that's what we are. And we have determined that the selling price is $14.95. So if we match that, I don't typically match the lowest. I like to be in the middle somewhere, but it all depends on that rank like I talked to you about earlier. I definitely do my 3 times rule and work myself backwards. And if it's a really good find, I will add it to my list on Google Docs or on my cell phone, like an iPhone. I try to get out of the mentality of, well, I could buy that for $1/4 at a garage sale, because we're trying to get out of the garage selling and we're not going to find it for $1/4 online. So you have to kind of readjust your mentality when looking at online arbitrage. Okay, so we decided $14.95, and we can buy it for $4.54. If we do our 3 times rule, that's $13.62. So this book would be a go if we were following all the criteria that we talked about today. Okay, I just want to show you, I went back to page 1 of results, and you can see these bestseller tabs here. And I just wanted to click on this and kind of give you an idea on rank, since we were talking about that. So if you scroll down here and you're looking at this rank is 2,045 in books, which is like crazy. This would just fly off the shelf if you ever came into this kind of book. And then when you look up here, what is interesting is the new books are going for less than the used books. So here when I click on new, I can see Amazon is here. Amazon's, our ceiling would be $22.49. So when I look at this, I'd be like, oh my gosh, look at the rank. It's just awesome. And then I come over here and I look at what somebody could buy it new for $22.49. And then I look at the used and a lot higher. And the conditions are a lot worse. So you have to make sure you look at all the data, because even though we talked about, tips and points on online arbitraging for books, they all relate to one another. And you have to kind of look at them as individual pieces, and then what do they look like when you look at it all together. So I might have gotten super excited scrolling down and seeing such an awesome rank, and then going up and going, oh my gosh, and there's very little competition. But Amazon's in on this now. So now Amazon comes in at $22.49, and it kind of ceases the whole thing for this book. Publication date, we would look at that, 2015. The price of the lowest used offer, which we did, was really high. How much it would cost us to get one of these books. The sales rank, of course, was awesome. And then we would copy and paste and, try it out in camel. But I just wanted to show that in comparison because, that's the type of stuff that you see when you're looking at these, and you need to put it together as the whole piece of the puzzle. Okay, since we're talking rank, I wanted to push pause just real quick and tell you a couple of things. So you don't have to memorize this that we're talking about right now. I'm going to post it on the Amazon 360 Facebook group. If you're not a member there, go ahead and pop over there and join. It's free. And there's a lot of great people, a lot of great information. And we post things like this there all the time, and you can just print it up. All right, so sales rank. I know it's very tempting to focus your searches on the best ranked items that will sell fast. And, this is a smart strategy, yet we need to talk about just a couple of things because there are differences of opinion as to what translates into a good sales rank and what translates into a bad sales rank. And a lot of people will tell you not to go over this 500,000 mark with books. I am telling you 1 million has worked for me because there's still product being sold. Again, you have to look at your competition and all the other pieces of the puzzle that we're talking about and see if the picture looks good to you. But if I have low competition on a particular book and it's at a higher rank, I don't just necessarily dismiss it right away. You know, I want to take a look at that. The other thing about the sales rank is when you're looking on those Amazon pages, the sales rank on that page doesn't tell the whole story. The way to get the whole story is to go to Keepa or Camel, 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 like we did, to look at the history of the sales rank and see how it's done over time. How's it doing right now? But how was it doing 3 months ago? How was it doing 6 months ago? This is just kind of an assistant for you to kind of look at what the sales rank might translate into, how many products being sold that day or even that week. Well, guys, I love books. I love selling books. I love reading books. I love researching about books. And I'm really glad that they are a big part of my Amazon FBA business. So if you haven't tried them, you might want to consider. If you are trying, I hope today's video was helpful to you on the possibility of online arbitrage and also the tips about learning the different things to look for when looking for books. If you have any tips that could help me or someone else here in our YouTube family, I would love for you to put them down below in the comment section. I look forward to talking to you next video. Bye, guys.